going on, guys? It's me, Miranda, and today we have another book review. I have just finished the book Have You Seen Her by Karen Rose. This was published in 2004. I have read this book a few times. It is among one of my favorites to read. It is a murder mystery thriller, and it's a doozy. So the whole book is off of a third-person point of view, so you're always kind of like a fly on the wall, and I think that's a very interesting way that Karen Rose did write this book. Now, this is a book where it is a murder mystery, but then there's also romantic love involved into it. Now, I'm not a big fan of that. While I am not a big fan of love stories in books or love stories in general, I will say that I do understand where this intertwines, and they both kind of help each other get over their insecurities and issues in their life. So originally the serial killer lived in Seattle, and they had what they thought was a killer, but the whole family got off because it was a technicality. Now this detective from Seattle finds out about the serial killer striking again, but now in North Carolina, flies down to help him out. With that, he kind of throws him off into the wrong direction. While it was still helpful in some sorts, they were looking at the wrong suspect, so they ended up having to backtrack, while the murderer ended up killing again. So what would happen is, I don't want to spoil it because I want to say so much about this book. I love it so much, but I don't want to spoil it all, because I think if you're into murder mysteries, you will love this book. Because like I said, it draws me in. The description of everything, the way the wording is so easy to read, and you just get lost in the pages. There was a day I was reading this, and next thing I know, it was actually 1 o'clock in the morning. So there was times I didn't want to put this book down, and it's no wonder I could finish it within the 4 days of the short time I do have. Now, the special agent involved, not only is he trying to solve the case, but he's also trying to solve why his son changes drastically in the month span. He starts failing school, he starts having a bad attitude, is reclusive, doesn't want to go leave his room, and is just all around not the same person he was a month prior. Meeting up with the teacher, like I said, they do help each other solve each other's issues. One is, the son's behavior. She reaches out and is able to help. Oh, fun fact, I did find an error in the book while I was reading. I don't know if they've since corrected it, since this is an earlier publication. This is the first printing of the paperbacks, so I don't know if it has been since fixed, but during one of the interviews with the young girl, the sister, one of the victims, they meant to say the older sister's name, but they instead said the younger sister's name. It took me a couple times to read the book to catch that, so I caught it this time. Now, this is the second book I found out in the series. I have not read the first one, but you really don't need to read the first one to you don't need to read the first one at all to follow along in this book, which I think makes it so great. You don't even realize it is part of a series at all. And now I might go back and pick up the first one and kind of dive more into the series. I am a sucker for series, but with this one, you get so attached, even with the flaw of the main character, Stephen Thatcher, that his flaws really don't bother you, and you kind of understand where he's coming from as the layers peel away. And it is, like I said, it just catches you from the very first chapter you read, and then as the book heightens in the climax, it gets even better and better. And I probably didn't put it down the last 150 pages. I had to just finish it and get it done and over with, because I did not want to stop reading. I was so hooked onto it. Now, with that being said, I would recommend, if you see anywhere to purchase it, to go to the library and check it out. I really enjoyed this book. I will 100% read it again, and that is rare for me to say, because I like a lot of books, but I don't like to reread a lot of books, because I do remember a lot of things that happen. But with this one, it's so interesting, and then you catch some small things that you may have overread or overlooked when reading, because it is such a it's a quick-paced book. So the words are quick and easy to read. It's not very high on the adult level. I think it's more of a young adult. it's not really a young adult book, but it's along that pace, so it makes it easy to read because you're not stumbling over big words, or the flow is kind of weird because the author uses large words, which I have read some books, and because they wanted to use larger words, it makes the flow of the sentence really wonky. But this one, she makes it fast, to the point, and you just find yourself wanting to read faster and faster to get there. And of course, the ending is always, it was a beautiful ending. The hero always wins at the endings of these types of books. So guys, please, 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 I know this is my second review, and I do want to get better with them the more I do them, but if you have any suggestions, leave them down into the comments, and I will work on getting them better. Also, if you have any suggestions for books to read, please leave them down below. Like I said in the last video, I did just pick up 20 new books, but if you have something that you say I need to read, I will look into picking it up. I do plan on reading more of the 12 books that I said I did, because at the time of recording this, I'm on book number 4 already, and we are only in February. So I do think I will read a lot more than those 12 books. So I will catch you in the next book review, guys. Have a great day. Bye.